Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Mazda 3 Turbo Sedan. This is like the definition of a sleeper car. Before we get in this video, I'm going to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Southtown Mazda for giving me some time with this Mazda 3. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbo 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 32 on the highway, with power outputs being 250 horsepower and then 320 pound-feet of torque with premium. Now before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood in normal Mazda fashion, flat, not a lot happening, but looks good. Simplicity is key. Now popping down below, pretty cool with the headlight design. The grille is all blacked out. You got the Mazda logo front and center. And overall, I think it's a sharp looking car. Our turn wheel setup is 215 by 45 by 18 in the front and over in the rear. The wheels on this package are completely blacked out. Same thing with the mirror cap. And then you've got the silver trim around the windows. And if you take a few steps back, this is where you can see that it is the sedan version. Doesn't have any crazy body kit either like the hatchbacks. It's very understated. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got the Mazda logo there. We have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch, or a trunk. I've reviewed so many turbo hatches that messed up already. But you can fold down the seats if you want more storage space. The one downside about the sedan over the hatchback is it does have a little bit less vertical space, but overall it's practical enough for a smaller type car. Spoiler here in the back, blacked out again, very understated. Really cool taillight design here, which doesn't do anything fancy, but looks nice. Got the two exhaust tips there at the bottom too. There's the rest of the rear. This leads us inside where we have soft touch here at the top, and then down below with the fancy stitching. And then look at the seats, perforated all down the center. And then we'll quickly hop in. Just gotta squeeze in here. Legroom's pretty solid. Got a little storage pocket on that side. And then it does slope back a little bit, but overall headroom's good. Now popping up front, again, we've got the soft touch up top and then the cool stitching. All of our window controls, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then here are the front seats, nice trim. Got kind of like a brown undertone, which is pretty cool. Adjustments there on the side. You get stuff like the parking sensors, general safety tech for the camera too, memory seats with this as well. Take a look at the steering wheel. You've got practical controls on the front, so cruise control, and it does have lane centering. You've got your info there for the center, volume, voice command controls down below too. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 6-speed. Traditional stocks on the back. Now with the gauge cluster, we can scroll through with the info button and see different bits of, well, info on the car. Pretty straightforward. We also have our sport mode. It'll pop on and off there. It doesn't do anything crazy though. This does come with a heads-up display. Always a nice feature. And here's the infotainment system. So in reverse, you have a 360 camera system. That's what that little camera button was for on the side, is to pop that on. And I'd say overall it's pretty solid resolution. Now the screen, you can see the camera is kind of struggling to pick it up because it's pretty far away. But you've got this little dial to go into the different menus. It's quick to respond. It is not a touchscreen, so it's all controlled with the dial. You can have touchscreen capacity though if you do Android or Apple CarPlay. Soft touch all across the dash, up top as well. You can see with the vents there. And then the glove box, good storage. Nice handle. Dual zone climate here. We have heated seats, heated steering wheel. And then in front of the shifter, got some cup holders and some more storage. Shifter for the 6-speed, again with the sport mode button. All the controls to the infotainment system, including the volume control. And this leads us into the center console. Got some USBs, sides, which is nice. Got soft touch trim on the top, regular rearview mirror, and then we do have a sunroof up top too. Here's our window sticker for this Mazda 3 Turbo. You can see all the standard equipment and the total MSRP there. $38,315. Let's see how it performs. Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo. Let's see how she goes. This is such a cool sleeper car. The reason I call it sleeper is you see the Mazda 3 hatchback turbo, and it's, you know, hatchbacks generally just kind of look sportier, and then you add to the fact that it's got like the ground effects and everything. It's an aggressive looking car, and so you're like, yeah, that thing's probably pretty fast. This thing doesn't look fast at all. It just looks like a Mazda sedan, but it has a fire-breathing monster under the hood. It's got lots of power. These people are all waiting. Well, as I was saying, it's just cool that it's a sleeper, and this is a nice interior overall, I would say. So I think that Mazda's done a good job. Maybe I need to remember this for next time. I'm pretty sure like all these people are, yeah, they're all turning left. So I just gotta sneak through here for you guys. Whew. Lots of people down here because people are doing their last minute Christmas shopping. It's a, I'm sure people do it everywhere, but I feel like it's especially a Utah thing. Like nobody shops for Christmas until the very, very, very last second. But, you know, I'm kind of guilty. Not really. I shop like 2 weeks before Christmas. Anyways. Yeah. Solid torque. Solid torque. And I will say, the Mazdas, if you're not... Like, the seats are definitely smaller, and they're firm. But I like them. I think they're pretty comfortable. Unless you're like a huge person, that wouldn't feel too comfortable. But, you know, normal sized person, this would feel... It feels good, I would say. And, you know, the more I review cars, the more I kind of like the firmer seats, because they kind of force you to have good posture versus the softer seats that you just kind of sink into. And so having better posture means it's just ends up being more comfortable overall. Yeah, it's got some torque. And that's what this engine's all about. It's not a high horsepower engine. It's a torque monster. And that's also why if you get all the way up, it doesn't shift at redline, it shifts before redline, because it's all about the torque. I like the turn signal sound. That's a random thing, but it's got like this kind of, it sounds like a clean snap. It's nice. Or like a solid tap. Yeah, this is pretty solid. I mean, I wouldn't call this a luxury car, but there's a lot of luxury cars that don't drive as well as this, so that is also something to note. And you know, the big thing about Mazda is just talk to people that own them. These cars, that was my first car I ever owned. Anyways, not that specific one, but just a Suzuki Grand Vitara. They're reliable. They are reliable cars. So that's what's really appealing, is you still get, like, this is solid performance, solid power, but in a package that you basically just do oil changes, tire rotations, and it gets the rest of the job done for you. So let me know, guys, think about the Mazda 3 Sedan Turbo, but I think it's a really cool kind of sleeper car if you don't want the crazy looks of the... I mean, look at that. Look at that hatchback. Like, that's shouting. That's like, I am aggressive, I am fast, I am speed. This is like, I'm mature. I don't need to tell you guys I'm fast. I'll show you. Anyways, let me know your thoughts.